this exercise is going to be a rear foot elevated split squat, aka the Bulgarian split squat is what it's commonly known as. Rear foot elevated, meaning leg up on the bench or some sort of sturdy structure behind you. A chair works, a couch. Split squat in nature is going to be unilateral or on one leg, so rear foot elevated split squat. You can start this off with body weight. You can also hold a kettlebell or a dumbbell in a goblet position. You can also hold dumbbells at your side, also known as the suitcase position. This is one of my favorite ways to load the movement, as you can have a little bit more free room to balance. You can still overload the position with a good amount of weight, and if you need to bail out based off losing balance or fatigue in the leg, you can always drop the weight safely. You can also load up with a barbell rear foot elevated split squat. I would reserve this towards the back end of a training program, so when you're getting up a little bit heavier in load and you're more confident in the movement as well as maintaining your balance. But this is one of the best ways to overload or add a lot of load to a single leg split squat. The closer you are to the bench and the shorter the distance this leg is, the more upright your torso will be. That will also make the movement more quad and knee dominant. Why the movement's more quad and knee dominant is you have a greater angle of knee flexion. You'll also be put into more of a knees over toes position, which is something you see with a lot of sports-based movements, sprinting and acceleration, any types of cutting movements. A lot of times you see knee over toe. So I like the short distance option to at least expose my athletes to some of the knees over toes movements they might see in athletic based movement. And then another setup option for the rear foot elevated or the Bulgarian split squat is to have a wider stance or a wider distance from the bench. In this position, we're going to be focused more on the glutes and hamstrings, and then our torso is going to be flexed slightly, or we're going to have a slight forward lean with our torso, and our weight will hover more over that knee than our knee hovering over the toe. So when considering which stance to set up for your Bulgarian split squat, a couple of factors to consider here is what knee joint angle do we want to have? If you're rehabbing an injury or if you want to be a little bit more conservative with the positions you put your knee in at the moment, we maybe don't want to focus on being so close to the bench and having that knee over toe position. But if you are fully healthy and you feel like you want to expose your knee to a little bit of the positions you might see in sport, that's a great way to introduce this movement pattern in a controlled setting. And then if you're more focused on growing your strength and size in your glutes and hamstrings, this is a great way to set up and target those areas, especially in an isolated or single leg position, really driving home the force on one leg. The short answer is neither option is correct or preferred to another. It's really just on what your preference is, and then also what limitations and movement patterns you're able to do. If you have too much flare up or irritation in that knee over toe position, don't do that. But I still want you to try to get into the single leg squat position, because ultimately doing single leg squat, single leg RDLs, a lot of your single leg positions is a great way to build functional strength overall for everyday activities. It's going to really expedite your progress in terms of your athletic development, your ability to produce force, to move weight quickly. So really recommend doing these and having these as a staple of your training.